There are 3 luxury SUVs collecting dust on dealer lots right now that no one is even test driving, and every mechanic I've talked to in the last year says the same thing. These are the ones they would buy with their own money. These are not fixer-uppers. These are not compromises for luxury buyers. I'm talking about SUVs that were $65,000 to $90,000 brand new, built on platforms that routinely survive 300,000 to 500,000 miles, and are now selling for less than a loaded Camry because the average buyer has no clue what is actually under the hood. After over 2 decades of working on these vehicles, I have watched people finance brand new mid-tier crossovers for $42,000 while these 3 luxury tanks just sit there depreciating into the ground, waiting for someone who actually does their homework. My number 1 pick is built on the same platform as the vehicle that the United Nations sends into active war zones. I am not exaggerating. Same bones, same engineering, wrapped in leather and wood trim, selling for a fraction of what it should. Today I am counting down my 3 luxury SUVs that are rotting on dealer lots but are secretly built to run forever. These are the kind of vehicles where the engine and transmission will outlast the paint, the interior, and probably your next 2 cars. I am going deepest on number 1 because once you understand what that SUV actually is underneath the badge, you will never look at the used luxury market the same way again. Before we dive into the grease and the gold mines, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and leave a comment below letting me know which high-mileage beast you would trust your life with. It helps the Garage Detective channel more than you know. Let's get into it. Infiniti QX80. Number 3 is a full-size luxury SUV that cost $75,000 to $90,000 when it rolled off the lot. It seats up to 8 people in quilted leather, makes 400 horsepower, and is currently selling for less than a base model Toyota Highlander. Let that sink in for a second. That is like finding a prime rib dinner for the price of a gas station corn dog. I had a guy come into the shop about 8 months ago driving a 2019 Chevy Tahoe LT he had just bought for $34,000 with 72,000 miles. Decent truck. Nothing wrong with it, other than the fact that it has the personality of a rental car. But when he told me the price, I pulled up my phone and showed him what else $34,000 could have bought. A 2019 Infiniti QX80 Lux with 55,000 miles. More power, real luxury interior, the same body-on-frame toughness, and a platform that has been proven on every continent on Earth. He stared at the screen like I had just told him his wife was actually a secret agent and asked why it is so cheap. The answer is always the same. Nobody cross-shops Infiniti anymore. The brand has fallen out of the conversation faster than a boy band from the 90s. Dealers cannot move them, and they are sweating through their cheap suits trying to get them off the lot. That is your opportunity. Here is what nobody tells you about the QX80. This is not really an Infiniti. Not where it counts. Underneath that badge is the Nissan Patrol Y62 platform. If you are not familiar with a Patrol, let me give you some context. The Nissan Patrol is one of the most respected and longest-running utility vehicles on the planet. In the Middle East, in Australia, and in Africa, these things are fleet vehicles that rack up 300,000, 400,000, and 500,000 kilometers on dirt roads and desert highways and just keep going. The Patrol is to Nissan what the Land Cruiser is to Toyota. The QX80 is built on the exact same chassis with the exact same drivetrain. The 5.6-liter VK56 VD-V8 in the QX80 produces 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. It uses direct injection and Nissan's VVEL variable valve timing system. It is paired with a 7-speed automatic transmission that has been in production for over a decade. This is a proven, refined powertrain, not experimental, not first-generation anything. It is body-on-frame construction with a proper 2-speed transfer case and available 4-wheel drive with a low-range crawl ratio. This is a real truck underneath the luxury. It is basically a tank in a tuxedo. Now, let's talk money. A 2018 QX80 had a starting manufacturer's suggested retail price of around $72,000. A well-equipped one could push past $80,000 easily. Right now, you can find 2018 models with 80,000 miles for around $20,000 to $24,000. That is 70% depreciation. For context, a 2018 Cadillac Escalade with similar miles is still $32,000 to $38,000. A 2018 Lexus LX570, which is the QX80's closest mechanical rival, is $45,000 or more. The QX80 gives you the same body-on-frame capability, the same V8 power, and a genuinely beautiful interior for half the price. Repair costs are reasonable, too. This is a Nissan drivetrain, not a European one where you need a specialized German scientist to change the oil. Brake pads all around run about $380. A transmission fluid service is around $220. Spark plugs at 100,000 miles are maybe $350 at an independent shop. The most expensive common repair I see on these is the air suspension, and that typically does not become an issue until well past 120,000 miles. If it does, a conversion to traditional coil springs runs about $1,200, and you never think about it again. If you are shopping for a QX80, here is what to check. Avoid models from 2011 to 2013. Those early QX56 models had a known timing chain issue that sounded like a blender full of marbles. From 2014 onward, that problem was resolved. Stick with 2015 and newer for the best combination of reliability and value. Check the transmission fluid condition. If it is dark brown or smells burnt, the previous owner neglected it like a New Year's resolution. Walk away. If it is clean and red, that is a good sign the vehicle was maintained properly. Inspect the air suspension. Push down on each corner of the vehicle and make sure it rebounds evenly. If one corner sags or feels soft, factor in a repair or negotiate hard. Look at the brake rotors. These are heavy vehicles, and owners who tow or drive like they are in an action movie will chew through brakes. Warped rotors mean the owner was not kind to this truck. Bottom line on the QX80. You are getting a full-size V8-powered body-on-frame luxury SUV with the DNA of one of the most battle-tested platforms in automotive history for the price of a 3-year-old Kia Telluride. The only reason this SUV is cheap is because it says Infiniti on the grille, and people forgot this brand exists. But if you think the QX80 is undervalued, this next SUV might be the single best-kept secret in the entire luxury crossover segment. Dealerships are practically begging people to take these off the lot. Acura MDX. The Acura MDX is a 3-row luxury SUV with Honda engineering underneath. It is one of the lowest upkeep vehicles in the entire luxury segment, and it depreciates like the market has a personal grudge against it. I cannot explain it. I just benefit from it, and so should you. It is like the market is throwing a tantrum and you are the one catching the cash. Last spring, a woman in her late 30s brought in a 2018 Acura MDX HAWD she had bought used for $17,500 with 89,000 miles. She was nervous. She had read online that luxury SUVs are money pits that will swallow your savings account whole, and she wanted me to go through it and tell her everything that was going to break. I put it on the lift. I checked the suspension, the brakes. I pulled codes, inspected the undercarriage, and I tested the transmission fluid. You know what I found? It needed an air filter. That is it. I told her to come back at 105,000 miles for spark plugs and a transmission fluid change, and she would be set for another 80,000 miles of driving. She looked at me like I had just told her the earth was flat. I get that look a lot with the MDX. Here is why this SUV is such a sleeper. The third-generation MDX from 2014 to 2020 uses Honda's legendary J35 Series V6. This is a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated engine that Honda has been refining since the late 1990s. No turbochargers, no superchargers, no over-engineered complexity that is going to fail at 90,000 miles and cost you $4,000 while the mechanic laughs all the way to the bank. It is a timing belt engine on earlier models, which means you need to budget for a belt replacement around 105,000 miles at roughly $800 to $1,000. But once you do that, you are good for another 105,000 miles. The later 2017 and up models got a 9-speed automatic transmission that Acura refined significantly after some early complaints. By 2018, it shifts as smoothly as a politician's apology. Acura's HAWD system, super handling all-wheel drive, is genuinely one of the best all-wheel drive systems ever put in a crossover. It actively distributes torque between the rear wheels for better cornering. This thing handles like a vehicle half its size. It makes you feel like a race car driver while you are just trying to get the kids to soccer practice on time. RepairPal gives the MDX a reliability rating of 4 out of 5, making it the second most reliable vehicle in the luxury mid-size SUV category. But here is the number that matters most. Average annual repair cost for the MDX is $571. The luxury mid-size SUV average is $807. That is $236 per year you are saving compared to the segment average. And that gap only widens against European competitors. A BMW X5 averages over $1,000 a year. An Audi Q7 is even higher. Buying one of those used is basically adopting a very expensive, very temperamental pet. Now, here is where the math gets absurd. A 2017 Acura MDX with a technology package and SHAWD had a starting manufacturer's suggested retail price of around $48,000 to $51,000. Right now, you can find them with 75,000 miles for $15,000 to $18,000. That is roughly 65% depreciation. A 2017 Lexus RX 350 with similar miles is $25,000 to $28,000. nearly 10,000 more, and it does not even have a third row. A 2017 BMW X5 with 75,000 miles is $18,000 to $22,000 and comes with BMW repair bills that will make your eyes water faster than cutting onions in a sauna. The MDX gives you 3 rows, Honda reliability, luxury features, and all-wheel drive for less than both of those. And here is a stat that floors people. One Acura MDX, a 2001 model used as a taxi, reportedly accumulated over 900,000 miles. That is not a typo. And while that is an extreme example, forum after forum is filled with owners reporting 250,000 to 300,000 miles with nothing but routine maintenance. When you are shopping for an MDX, pay attention to these things. First, check the transmission fluid. On the 2014 to 2020 models, Honda specified a particular fluid. If the previous owner used generic automatic transmission fluid, you might feel some roughness in the shifts, not a death sentence, but a sign of careless maintenance, like wearing socks with sandals. Second, listen for any abnormal noise from the SHAWD system during tight turns at low speed. A slight whine is normal. Grinding or clunking is not. That rear differential is robust, but it does require fluid changes every 30,000 miles, and a lot of owners skip it because they think maintenance is optional. Third, on 2014 to 2016 models specifically, check for excessive oil consumption. Some early J35Y4 engines had piston ring issues. It was not widespread, but it existed. Check the oil level on the dipstick. If it is significantly low between changes, move on to the next one. Fourth, test all the infotainment functions. The dual-screen setup on 2014 to 2017 models was not Acura's finest moment. It is about as intuitive as a VCR from 1984. Make sure both screens respond and there is no freezing or lag. Who should buy this? If you want a 3-row luxury SUV that drives like a sports sedan, costs less to maintain than a Honda Pilot somehow, and can realistically run 250,000 miles without a major repair, the MDX is your vehicle. If you need room for 6 or 7 and refuse to pay Lexus or BMW prices, this is your escape hatch. Who should skip it? If you need serious towing capacity, the MDX maxes out at 5,000 pounds. It is a crossover, not a truck. If you want maximum cargo space behind the third row, the MDX is tighter than a pair of skinny jeans after Thanksgiving dinner. Alright, that was number 2. Now, this last one, number 1, is the luxury SUV I tell everyone about. And when I explain what it actually is underneath the Lexus badge, people either rush to buy one or kick themselves for not knowing sooner. Lexus GX460. Number 1. The Lexus GX460. This is a luxury SUV with a 4.6-liter V8, full-time 4-wheel drive, a body-on-frame chassis, and the same platform as the vehicle the United Nations and militaries around the world use to operate in the most hostile environments on the planet. It rides on leather seats, it has heated everything, it has a third row, and it is currently selling for $15,000 to $25,000 less than its mechanical cousin, the Toyota 4Runner, in many configurations. That last part deserves a pause. A vehicle with a V8, a real transfer case, Lexus luxury, and Toyota Land Cruiser bones is selling for less than a 4-cylinder 4Runner. Let that settle in your brain for a second. It is like finding a luxury penthouse for the price of a studio apartment in the basement. I had a customer about a year ago, a retired engineer, meticulous guy, the kind of person who organizes his spice rack by molecular weight. He wanted something that could handle mountain roads, tow a small boat, survive harsh winters, and still be comfortable enough for his wife on long highway trips. He had budgeted $38,000 and was dead set on a 2018 Toyota 4Runner TRD off-road. I asked if he had looked at the Lexus GX460. He shook his head and said it was a mall crawler for rich moms. I walked him around my shop and showed him the underside of a 2017 GX460 I was doing an oil change on. Body-on-frame construction. A real 2-speed transfer case with a locking center differential. Solid rear axle. The same fundamental architecture as the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, which is one of the most relied upon off-road vehicles on Earth. He bought a 2016 GX460 Luxury with 94,000 miles for $27,000 and called me 6 months later to say it was the best vehicle he had ever owned. He even admitted his wife liked the heated seats more than his engineering diagrams. Here is why I am obsessed with the GX460. The engine is Toyota's 1URFE 4.6-liter V8. This is the same engine family used in the Lexus LS460, the Toyota Tundra, and the Toyota Land Cruiser. It produces 301 horsepower and 329 pound-feet of torque. It uses a timing chain, not a timing belt, meaning there is no major scheduled replacement. It is naturally aspirated. No turbos, no superchargers, nothing to fail and leave you stranded in a parking lot. I have personally seen 1UR engines go past 300,000 miles without a rebuild. I have talked to owners on the forums who have cleared 320,000 miles with original engines and original transmissions. Mechanics on dedicated Toyota forums have called the GX460 a vehicle that can run to 500,000 miles with proper maintenance. That is not marketing. That is 2 decades of real-world evidence from people who actually get their hands dirty. ICE Cars rates the Lexus GX460 as the #1 most reliable luxury mid-size SUV. #1, not top 5. #1. And it is built in Japan at the same facility that produces the Land Cruiser. This is not a rebadged anything. This is a Land Cruiser Prado in a tuxedo. Now, let me hit you with the numbers because this is where your jaw should hit the floor. A 2017 Lexus GX460 with 80,000 miles runs about $28,000 to $33,000. That sounds like a lot until you compare it. A 2017 Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road with similar miles is $32,000 to $37,000. More expensive, fewer cylinders, no luxury interior, and the same Toyota reliability but without the V8 torque. A 2017 Land Cruiser with 80,000 miles, if you can even find one, is $45,000 to $55,000. Mechanically, the GX460 is its little brother, same family, same DNA, same overbuilt philosophy, for $15,000 to $25,000 less. Repair costs on the GX are honest and straightforward. These are Toyota parts at Toyota prices with Lexus fit and finish. Brake pads, all 4 corners, about $350. Transmission fluid change around $200. Spark plugs at 120,000 miles, about $300 at an independent shop. The most expensive common maintenance item is the water pump, and even that is under $700, including labor. When you are shopping for a GX460, here is exactly what to inspect. First, check for frame rust, especially on models from northern states. The GX has a steel frame, and while Toyota treats them well from the factory, road salt is undefeated. Get underneath it or have a mechanic do it for you. If the frame is clean, you are golden. If there is scaling or perforation, walk away. That truck is returning to the earth faster than you can drive it. Second, check the timing chain for any rattle on cold start. A brief rattle for 1 to 2 seconds on a cold morning is relatively common on higher mileage engines and usually not a serious concern. A sustained rattle that lasts more than a few seconds warrants further inspection. Third, test the crawl control and the multi-terrain select system if equipped. Make sure they engage and disengage properly. These are expensive modules to replace if they have been neglected. Fourth, and this is the big one, find one from a warm, dry state. A GX460 from Arizona, Texas, or Florida with 100,000 miles and a clean service history is worth more than one from Michigan with 60,000 miles and an unknown history. The frame is everything. Who should buy the GX460? Anyone who wants a legitimate off-road capable SUV that also works as a daily luxury driver. Highway commuters who want a quiet, comfortable ride with a V8 that will idle along at 80 miles per hour like it is doing nothing. Families who need a third row and want to buy something once and keep it for 15 years without worrying about major repairs. Anyone smart enough to realize that a Lexus badge does not mean fragile. This vehicle is overbuilt in every sense of the word. Who should skip it? If fuel economy is a priority, look elsewhere. The GX460 gets about 15 miles per gallon in the city and 19 miles per gallon on the highway. That is the price of a V8 in a heavy SUV. If you need maximum interior space, the GX is smaller inside than a Highlander or a Pilot. The third row is usable for kids but tight for adults. Here is my final take on the GX460. This is the most undervalued luxury SUV in America. It has the bones of a Land Cruiser, the reliability of a Toyota pickup truck, the refinement of a Lexus sedan, and it is priced like people do not understand what it is. Because they do not. Every single person I have put into a GX460 has come back and said the same thing. Why does nobody talk about this vehicle? Because Toyota does not need to market it. The people who know, know. And now you know too. If this kind of straight talk helps you save thousands and avoid a lemon, hit subscribe. I have more videos coming on luxury vehicles that look expensive but cost pennies to run. I will keep telling you what dealerships will not. So, there it is. 3 luxury SUVs that the market is practically giving away, but mechanics are quietly hoarding like they are gold bars. The Infiniti QX80 with its Nissan Patrol platform and 400 horsepower V8 is selling for pennies on the dollar because the brand lost its hype and people have the attention span of a goldfish. The Acura MDX with Honda's bulletproof V6 and the lowest repair costs in the luxury segment is depreciating like it insulted the market personally at a dinner party. And the Lexus GX460, a Land Cruiser in a leather jacket, is the #1 rated luxury SUV for reliability, priced like a secret nobody told you about. You now know 3 luxury SUVs that you can buy for the price of a mid-trim Camry that will outlast vehicles costing 2 and 3 times as much. Next time you are on a dealer lot and a salesperson tries to steer you toward a 3-year-old German lease return with 40,000 miles and a ticking time bomb of deferred maintenance, you will know better. You will look them right in the eye and walk toward the rotting gold mine they are trying to hide in the back row. If this video saved you from a lifetime of mechanic bills and high-interest regret, do not forget to subscribe to Garage Detective. Smash that like button so the algorithm knows we are out here finding the real deals, and leave a comment below. Have you ever owned one of these tanks, or are you still convinced that European air suspension is a good idea? I want to hear your horror stories and your wins. Now, if you want to know which SUVs have actually proven themselves in the shop over hundreds of thousands of miles, the ones that mechanics genuinely respect, I did a whole video on that right here. That is over 20 years of watching cars come and go. Drive safe, take care of your vehicle, and it will take care of you. Take it or leave it. I will see you in the next one.